Hey everybody, it's BJ.
Hey y'all, it's Aletha.
You should have seen the pre-show. Maybe Daniel will keep it in.
Uh,
He was recording.
well, I mean,
you couldn't get your chair. Your
whatever. I see it this way. I turned the camera on and we're already fussing.
right. It's what we do.
You requested to record. You
Well,
wanted
listen.
to record.
No, actually, I said we should, but the truth is, how many people have said to you, "When are y'all going to do that show again?"
Well, about as many to ask you if you're going to run for mayor again.
Now that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
It ain't that many.
It ain't that many. But it has been a lot of people.
We haven't done it in a while, so we thought.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I especially think that this was a great idea, following me walking and standing in the wind and my hair being windblown, and I just ate and I've got like literal dressing on my dress.
More importantly, soon as we came out of Sugar Hill.
Fantastic.
Soon as we came out of Sugar Hill, guess what Aletha said to me?
I said you were right about something.
Say that again.
You were right.
You said, BJ, you were right.
You were.
And here's the funny part.
What?
I can't even remember why. I just know I'm always going to remember that you said I was right. Now I can't even remember what I was right about.
It don't matter. I got, this work day started out so good. Mm-hmm. And then I got so ill and aggravated.
She's on one, folks. That's actually why I said let's record, because you're on one. When you get
people
spun
drive
up,
me crazy.
Tell me what's happening today.
Well, I mean, we work online, and everybody that's sitting on the other side of the computer is an expert.
So are a podcast guest.
Yeah, they're experts. Everybody's experts, but not really. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Not really.
Everybody thinks they know everything, and they don't. Mm-hmm. They really, really don't. And it's frustrating to even try to manage that or deal with it, and having to make decisions about when you defend yourself, when you don't defend yourself, when someone is outright lying about you. When do you say something? When do you not say something? How much do you get into comments on Facebook pages as a business to explain things to people that are? How much of it do you just let go?
Right.
It's just and people. I'm trying to tell you right now that
what do you
said? You said this a long time ago, and it is the absolute truth. Okay, like some people say, social media has made us dumber. TikTok has just made us dumber as people. Facebook makes us dumber. But the reality is all it did is give the dumb people a platform.
Yes.
It's not that social media made us this way. We was already this way.
That's right. Now you just put it on display for everybody to see.
Now you just have a platform for everybody to see. You're crazy.
Right. Whether you're an expert or not, being a guest on a podcast, having access to a keyboard or a cell phone device with access to social media platform, by being able to do this or run your mouth into this microphone, all of a sudden you're an expert. And the reality is, I wish more people would have discernment. Right? I mean, whatever happened to that gift? Because it doesn't seem like it's around a lot. The gift of being able to decipher whether someone is being honest or whether this is truthful or...
Actually, the true gift of discernment goes beyond just determining if someone's telling the truth or not. What it really does is it's determining and discovering the motivation of a person's heart behind something that they do.
Right.
Why they're doing it.
Yeah.
Not necessarily just if what they're doing is true or false, but why are you doing that? What's motivating you to do that?
Right.
Right. And so it's a very deep thing. But I would probably say most people have absolutely no understanding of what you just said about discernment at all.
Yeah, I think we need to put...
But it is a gift.
We need to put the word discernment into phonetic spelling and all that, like a Webster's dictionary.
Yeah.
Ding!
But I believe it is a gift. And if you ever discover someone that has that gift and you're in business, you should probably keep them around you. They're very beneficial.
Actually, you know what? Part of the reason why you and I work is because for as either publicly aggressive or silently aggressive as I am, you help rein me in enough. You give me some balance, some checks and balances. One thing that people didn't understand about my relationship with Tony Sears.
Hold on a second. I got a major problem. Okay, I'm good now.
Oh my God.
I was very distracted.
One thing people did not understand about my relationship with Tony Sears at City Hall, and even my relationship with you now, is I don't surround myself with yes people. We are going to agree on the bigger objectives because we're working towards the same goal, right? But if I surrounded myself with yes people, guess what? We wouldn't accomplish much. There would be no give and take. There would be no thinking about the other side of an issue at all, right? And so one gift that you have is being able to put your finger on the pulse of what's happening and challenging me. Now, we don't do it a lot externally. People don't see that. Same thing that was going on with me and Tony.
Well, they shouldn't. They shouldn't see that.
Right, because when you're out, it's one team.
It's a united
right.
front.
It's like one band, one sound.
Absolutely, I believe in that.
But individually, you're playing the clarinet and I'm playing the drums, right? But when we're together, it makes it just this beautiful harmonious sound. And the truth is, we actually do a lot of challenging each other in the office. She gets ill with me all the time, and when I get her spun up enough, I turn the cameras on.
But it's not that. You're right. We do bicker like brother and sister over surface level things. But when it is something business related and it is something serious, you take me serious. If I sit down and say, I want to talk to you about this, here's my insight on this, and this is how I feel about this and why I don't think you should do it. He hears me and he listens, and ultimately he makes the final decision. He's the final decision maker, and I'm cool with that. But one of the benefits is, you're right. You're not, and we talked about that a little bit this morning. So I got me a platform. So let me just go ahead and say this. I don't understand what in the hell people, if anybody that knows me, I'm talking about like know me, okay? I said this in the office this morning. I said, nobody owns me, okay? And if half the things that people think and see and perceive were true, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair because I wouldn't work here. Period. End of story. Right? So the point is, people see all kinds of things, but they think that they know what's really happening. But unless you're behind the scenes in moments like we just discussed, in moments of honesty, in moments of challenge, because you do the same thing to me that I do to you, but it's the dynamic is a little bit different. It's just different. He's the boss. I'm not the boss. I'm the right-hand guy. I've always been a right-hand guy kind of worker or person or whatever. But determining and deciphering whether someone that wants to be around is a yes man is important to me.
Right.
Because what you said is right. You're not going to get very far with that. And I don't have respect for people like that. No, and I can't work with people like that.
I'm a big fan of someone who's got ideas, got goals, got dreams, sees the same vision we're trying to accomplish. In our case, it's free local news, or it's putting our youth on a platform, that's an athletic platform, to get them more recognition, so that hopefully they get D2, D1 scholarship offers. I mean, that thrills our soul when we see our athletes doing that. And to say that we had a small part in their story, I love it. And also on the social media side, being able to convince organizations that they need to do a better job, and we can help them with that somehow, some way. I need people who see that vision and want to be a part of that vibe, that culture that we're trying to build.
Absolutely. And why are people mad at people that own businesses for making money? Ain't that what the hell you supposed to be doing?
I don't know how else you put food on your table.
Do you guys not understand that a small business owner, pick one, not just us, anybody around here, I see it all the time in their Facebook comments, in groups where people are talking about this person, that person, this business, that business, or whatever. Like, at the end of the day, these business owners, they have children to feed, they have lights that have to be paid, they have insurance that have to be paid, they have cell phone bills that have to be paid, they have family insurance or dental insurance and medical insurance, and this child's involved in this, and this child's involved in this, and you've got to help your parents that are ailing and aging, and you've got all these things to do. The only difference is they chose to be an entrepreneur and to take a risk and to own something of their own, which they should be applauded for, no matter who it is, right? But for some reason, they're vilified whenever they talk about the fact of, they're making money, or they're raising the price on something, or, something like that's going on. And I saw a TikTok this very morning from a girl who has a makeup line. She's not famous. She's not a celebrity or anything. She's no different than me, probably about the same age as me. And she decided that she was going to maximize the opportunity that TikTok offers just regular people.
Right.
So she gets on and she starts taking it seriously, and she starts posting consistently and following all those social media rules that we understand. And she decides that she's just going to do her makeup. And side note, she happens to also be a private investigator.
Interesting.
So she does her makeup as she's getting ready, and she tells crazy, interesting, funny, silly stories she's encountered about being a private investigator. And so what happens is in the mix of that, as girls are watching her, and maybe even guys, makeup's for everyone, are doing their makeup, she is selling her makeup. And someone commented and said, don't watch this channel, don't listen to her story, she's just trying to sell makeup. Yeah.
Right.
It's called a strategy.
Right.
It's called a business plan.
Right.
It's called, this is how I'm going to do it. And guess what? It's working.
Well, look.
So stop hating on people that own businesses for making money.
Take News, for example. I told some people here recently. It was actually some young folks came toward the office. I said, think of the business model I've put together. We give away all of our content for free. Now I said, now tell me how that makes any business sense whatsoever. We give it away we give our most precious resource, information, away for free. And the reason why it works is, one, we've got quality control measures. We are not in the shock and awe business. It is not about the number of hits or clicks or things. Those things matter, but not as much as the quality of the content and the accuracy of the content. I'm always careful about making sure it's factual and accurate before we.
You're talking about news.
Yeah, and in sports too. Before we're fast, but it's not shock and awe. It is quality content that our readers want to read, and by doing that, advertisers look at us and go, I want to be associated with your platform.
Right.
I want my brand, my logo to be associated with your logo, your brand. And I want to support what you're doing because I see value in the number of eyeballs that are looking at your pieces of content, and I want to be associated with that. I think that is a long-term strategy. Mm-hmm. It has worked so far. My prayer is that it continues to work long after I'm gone. Maybe that model shifts over the years, but right now my goal is always to keep News free, local for the public, for Lenoir Green Jones County.
But listen, advertising and marketing is not a new concept. It's been around forever. Mm-hmm. And everybody within every community, whether it's small or you go all the way out to the statewide level, the place that people want to put their marketing dollars are on the place is in the place where the platform is the largest, also known as who has the most eyes. Mm-hmm. And I've said this recently multiple times in various different meetings, but here's the reality, boys and girls. There isn't anywhere else in Lenoir, Jones, and Greene County right now that has a number of eyeballs and that has the number of the numbers statistically as far as how many people are going to our website, how many people are reading our newsletter, how many people are watching what we're putting out. And that's for News Sports, and then we hadn't even talked about the social media marketing side of our business. So why shouldn't our local small town businesses have a place that they can spend their money where there is a bit of an elevated platform? You're talking about a city that has 22,000 people, and we've got 18,000 followers on Facebook. Do you understand that? Like, that is a platform that other people can stand on for the purposes of their businesses and growing their income and growing their customer base and everything in between. There's nothing wrong with it. It's the way the world works, and our small businesses deserve that. We all know we no longer have the free press as an option to do that. They're basically gone.
I will say, while we're talking about this, and we'll move on to something else because I don't like to talk about us too much, but one thing I will say about having some local control in the news is very beneficial. And last week was one of those times where the 7, 9, and 12 picked up on a story, a video that was going viral regarding a teacher and some students and some discipline, right or wrong. The video didn't look good in terms of what the teacher was doing.
No, it did not look good at all.
But the truth is, you don't have the full story. The video didn't say who the people were or what was happening really, or what happened before or what happened after. So the video is like 7 seconds long, 8 seconds maybe, but it didn't give the full picture. All you see is what's happening. And so when I saw it and I noticed it was going viral, I let the school system know that, hey, I'm just going to let you know that News is not going to recirculate this video, nor are we going to publish a story on it. And the reason for that was the clip itself, yes, was shock and awe. It was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. but it didn't tell the full story. You have no idea what happened the previous 10 seconds to even understand what was happening right then. Video did not ever show whether or not the teacher herself was getting hit by the student. Let me I'll just play devil's advocate on the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you didn't have enough context. So by the time the sheriff's office released a press release about the matter, I had already said we're not doing anything with it, so we didn't. But it didn't mean the information didn't get out. It's just that we, as a local news entity, chose not to pursue that story.
Right.
And we have that discretion, right? The same discretion that even the sheriff's office has about whether or not they arrest somebody. Can't say you're right or wrong on that. It's just you have some discretion on it. So I think it's important that we continue to tell the good news of our community. We tell things when bad things happen as well, but sometimes you have some discretion.
And there's a lot of bad things that have happened that we've known about that we, or I should say specifically you as being the one with the final say, even though we are collectively discussing what should or should not be done, that we have chosen not to publish.
And a lot of that has to do with not having enough
Yeah.
information, people willing to go on record.
Yeah, because we're not a tabloid.
Correct.
You
Right.
know, and no, we're not as professional in our abilities as far as BJ didn't go to school for journalism. I didn't go to school for journalism.
I'm not a journalist.
But being able to give factual, contextual information and putting it out for people to know what's happening is something that we are more than capable of doing. And sometimes you don't have anything but a rumor that is confirmed true, but you have no other. You have other people who won't speak on a subject, who won't go on the record, who won't talk about it.
Right.
So if you want all of that, like we talked about at the beginning of the video, you can get all that shit on Facebook all day, every day.
Right.
Any rumor,
Right, 'cause
every rumor.
there's no filter
You know,
there.
there's rumors that go around about me. There's rumors that go around about our business. Rumors that go around about everybody. But sometimes they're just rumors.
A quick life update. How's your daughter?
She's fantastic. She should be in here in a minute. She's actually at Dr. Matthews getting a dentist appointment
All right.
at a dentist appointment today.
That's one of my favorite. I do it twice a year. I love going to get my teeth cleaned. Just
Yeah.
But right after I get my teeth cleaned, because I went to the doctor at Dr. Hudock at the mall, and Chick-fil-A.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, what?
I know you're not going to tell that story and say that man's name like that and think I'm just going to not say something about. What did you say that man's name was?
Dr. Hudock. Hudock, I believe. Yeah, and
I've never heard that name in my life.
well, yeah, he was there before Dr. Lancaster, and I don't know who was there, but anyway, the deal was if you had a good teeth cleaning, they would give you a free coupon to go get you an ice dream from Chick-fil-A. I'm like, what an incredible marketing strategy, right? For both Chick-fil-A and the dentist, right? Everybody wins on that. I love. So now I still associate getting my teeth cleaned with
Get an ice cream from Chick-fil-A?
Yes.
Do you still do it?
Yes, I do. Especially when it's above 75 degrees. When it's
Yeah.
warm in the afternoon like that, I love me some ice cream. That's definitely a weak spot for me.
Yeah, and the weather's been so nice lately, and it's made me so happy.
I know, because look, y'all,
It's made me so happy.
the 6 months, like deep into fall, again, winter, before it gets really into spring, I'm miserable at the office. I'm miserable because Christy walks in, it's cold outside. Aletha walks in, it's cold outside. And God forbid he decide to let it rain that day. It is like pulling Eeyore into work, like, hey, we got to do some really cool things over here.
It's awful. If I could retire today, I would move and live somewhere where the wintertime temperature does not drop below 70 degrees. I promise you that.
Yeah, but that means the summertime temperature is
I am
hovering.
fine. I would rather. I will.
Really?
Absolutely. 100% take 100 degrees over 30 degrees every day, anytime.
I mean, the idea of moving, when it's 75 degrees year round is kind of nice.
Yeah, Key West, Key Largo, down there, Florida Keys, Caribbean, anywhere in between that.
How's Music Bingo going?
It's going great.
Are
We're
you
having a blast.
Are you having fun?
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. We have a lot of people come out. And
But that Taylor Swift round was like way too much.
yeah,
I mean,
I thought BJ was going to die. Insert Snapchat video. Maybe I still have it on my phone of you trying to survive the Taylor Swift
I was
round.
like, oh my God.
But there were a good handful of there was a great crowd of people, but there was a good handful of girls that came in that night just for that Taylor
they're
Swift
definitely
round.
they're
So-
definitely Swifties.
So
remember
it
that
was a lot
day,
of fun.
you and Norma Jean Rayanne, y'all started playing like Taylor Swift over and
Because
over and
it was
over.
when she re-released her album, the
Right.
Taylor's version album, and we played it every song from beginning.
Like
to
I
end.
literally left the office.
He was like, "I'm done. I can't be here anymore."
I was out. I was like, just let me know when it's over.
It was funny, but anyway, so yeah, it's going really good. And and Lori had little buttons made that had TS Swifties or whatever, so we were giving them out to everybody.
She gave me one. I put it on you.
She's sweet. She's been good to me too. All of those guys have been great, and it's been a blast. And I enjoyed having all my friends and my work family and all the people that come out and hang out with me because if you know anything about me, music is very important.
And last thing I mentioned is we got to do something really cool with social media recently. We had both the sheriff and the chief police in our office at the same time, and we were talking to them about like some best practices for social media. What?
Chief Goyette is one of the people that have said to me twice in the last 2 weeks that he wanted to see an episode of this show.
Oh, is that right?
And then he also promised me that he would come on as a guest.
Oh, no, that's cool. We haven't
So
done
we're
a
gonna
guest in a
tag
while.
him in this.
We haven't done that in a while. But it was really cool having both those guys because we want to talk to them about some things that we saw they were doing great with social media and some things we thought they could do a little bit better. We just want to help them get better. And while we were chatting with them, Alita's like, "Hey guys, I've got a really cool idea for a video." And she was like, "It didn't take much convincing from you. You did that. Do that again." Where she did that, and it was over. They were on film, and we took us like 30 seconds or so. It was a fun video, and got a lot of views. And
It did fun. It did.
It was like city versus county. Bad boys
and
for life.
we're big supporters of both of them, and proud of the city for making a decision that they made to make Chief Goyette the actual chief of police and not just the interim. I think they made the right decision.
How about both
I think
of
they
those?
got it right.
Both those guys born and raised here.
Yes, awesome.
Right, going through a public school system and up through the ranks. I know the sheriff actually retired from state troopers, but decided to run for sheriff. But really proud of both of them guys. Really proud of you. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, BJ Murphy.
Yeah, I spun her up just enough to get on the show today. Until next time, I'm BJ.
I'm Aletha.
All right, and this was Off the Record.
Bye.